Welcome into the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. From Jacksboro to Kilgore, Eastland to Dalhart, Lampasas to Gilmer, Temple, Big Spring to Sweetwater, and many points in between. We celebrate the remarkable achievements of female high school athletes based on performances on and off the field and courts. From Class 6A to private schools, it's the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Joining me now, all the way from Brewster County in the Big Bend region, from Alpine High School, the one and only Valeria Crespo, your Class 3A Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Well, Val, a big congratulations. What did you think when you heard that you won this coveted honor?
I was beyond grateful, and thanks to my coach for nominating me. And it feels so unreal that like a kid that in the middle of nowhere got nominated and won out of all the 3A schools in Texas.
Well, I don't know about nowhere, but you definitely are out there a little bit. How have you been able to compete on the highest level in Texas from such a small town?
I mean, just like we have a great team dynamic, and like all the girls push and strive to be the best, and we just go out there and we work hard and we just get on the track and do what we have to do.
Well, your accolades are immense when I think about track and field and what you've been able to accomplish in such a young career. What age did you realize that you had something special in track and field and realize that you were fast and not only could run fast, but faster than everybody else?
It came my freshman year of high school. That's when I really started running track, and I made it to regionals my freshman year, and I saw an opportunity of being the best, and I just went from there.
Well, I think about what you've been able to accomplish. You talk about being a finalist in the regionals. You did that in the 100 meters. The last 3 years, a finalist in the 400-meter relay, a state qualifier in the 4x200 relay. You've also run the 200 meters. When you look at all of those competitions, which ones do you like the most?
My favorite one is the 100-meter dash. Uh, I fell in love with it, and then the 4x2, just me and my team, we work hard for it and we strive to be our best.
It really feels like when you were doing the 100 meters, you're on the stage and all eyes are on you. Do you enjoy that atmosphere and competing in it?
Yes, sir, I do. I go out on the track and I just have to go do what I do best. And
Well, you really perform under the brightest lights of the big stage and these huge events, despite the fact being from a tiny town. What is it that you like about that and thrive in it?
I mean, when we race against bigger schools, it. That's just another way of pushing ourselves. It's like another workout. We have to be the best to compete with the best.
When you do that, I mean, it's interesting. I know that you're traveling all over the place and you're out there competing against these bigger schools and the bigger girls. What is it about those opportunities that give you the confidence that you can compete on the highest level?
I mean, I I go out there and I try to give it my all. And like, this is my opportunity to become the best.
What are your fastest times in the 100 meters and what are your goals to take it to the next level?
My fastest time in the 100-meter dash has been 12:1,
Wow.
and I'm striving to hopefully run 11:8 this season and make it a state this year.
That is lightning fast. I love hearing about that. And I know that you have an interesting pre-race routine, and it takes a lot of time, is from what your dad was telling me. There's a lot of stretching, there's a lot of jumping around, and it goes on for 30 minutes. How did you ever come up with this stuff, and do you ever wear yourself out before the race even starts?
No, sir. So in the morning, I get out there, I warm up, and I do what I have to do to get ready and focus and in that mindset to go compete that day.
I think about your competition. They look over and they see you jumping around for 30 minutes and they're thinking, Man, maybe I need to do some of that. Do you intimidate them by the pre-race routine? Because it seems like you're in such a zone.
I mean, like you said, I'm in my zone, so I'm not really paying attention around to the people that are next to me. I'm just out there doing my own thing.
What do you think about when you line up and you're about to race? Because the 100 meters, you can't miss anything. You got to be perfect out of the blocks, to get yourself going. What goes through your mind right before the race to be perfect?
I mean, I pray before all my races, and one of my coach said everybody on the line's fast, but I think to myself, I'm faster. You just got to go out there and do it.
Do you ever feel like you can fly? Because when I watch you race, it really seems like you can.
I mean, sometimes it feels like that.
Well, your family story is absolutely awesome. Your dad and mom are from Puerto Rico, and they moved to Alpine, Texas when you were a little girl at 3 years of age. Your dad works for the Border Patrol, and you surprise people with how fluent you are in Spanish. Tell me about how much you enjoy embracing your heritage.
I mean, I moved to Texas when I was 3 years old, and I got here. It was a big cultural shock. And so it was really important for my parents for us to know how to speak Spanish. And so it kind of shocks people that I know how to speak Spanish.
How much do you appreciate your parents? Because I know the week goes by, you train all week, and then being from Alpine, Texas, you got to get in a car and drive very far for all these meets. How about the support and the sacrifices that they've made for you to be the athlete that you are today?
Yes, sir. I'm beyond grateful for my parents and all the sacrifices that they've made for me and my brother. And my dad taking time off work to go see me run and drive that long distance to go see me compete.
Well, you come from amazing athletic genes. I think about your dad. He was a professional baseball player, drafted by the Atlanta Braves. Carlos Beltran was with him, one of his boys, and thinking that he's from Puerto Rico and he played catcher. That makes a lot of sense because the world's greatest catcher of all time is Pudge Rodriguez, who is also from Puerto Rico. You probably heard about his glory days a little bit with the professional baseball stuff. What kind of lessons have you learned from your dad about being a great athlete and really working hard to be great?
I mean, he's always taught me to work hard for what I want, to strive to be the best, and just like to put in the time and the effort if that's what you really want to do in life.
Well, I know your brother is also a guy that's followed into your father's footsteps in baseball. He's at UTSA. Great, great baseball program there. Between the two of you, who's the better athlete?
I mean, it's kind of hard to compare me and my brother with between the different sports, but I mean, I think we both do well in our own sport.
Does he ever challenge you to a race?
Yes, sir, quite often.
And who wins that?
Well, I won the first time, but he's asking for a rematch.
Yeah, he will never live that down, right?
No, sir, he won't.
Well, I know you have such a passion for faith and the church. You encourage others to do that. Where does that drive come from?
I mean, it comes from my parents. They always taught me to be thankful and put God first in everything we do. So a big part of my races is praying with the girl that's next to me or with everybody or with my relay teams. We always pray before we go out there and run.
I know you have some close friends that you train with. You got to when you run track because there's so much time involved in all that. Talk about some of the girls that you really enjoy going to battle with.
I mean, I love running against my teammates when I practice, when they put us all in the line together. It's just a fun race.
Your coach, Corey Kaysen, has been a big supporter of you. She nominated you for this prestigious honor. What has she meant to you?
I mean, she's one of the coaches that took the chance on me. Without her, I wouldn't know what I would be doing today. Surely not running track if it wasn't for her taking a chance and an opportunity on me.
How does she push you to get to the next level?
She always, with hard workouts at practice, she always pushes me and encourages me to do the best I can at practice, on and off the track.
Well, I know how hard you work, and you also work hard in the classroom. You're a great student. Why is that so important to you?
My grades are so important to me because when working hard in life, just gotta go somewhere.
And I know you encourage your teammates and other people at school to do the same in the classroom. It's just such an important thing to be a leader that way. Do you feel that a little bit?
Yes, sir, I do. I mean, I know some girls need a little bit more motivation, and I just try to push them. I tell them, like, hey, you have what it takes, you have the talent, like, let's work for it.
You know, I think about track and field and how much you got to work at it. I mean, I know when I run, I'm always like, I look over and I see a tree and I'm like, I'm going to stop there. But you never do that. You just keep working. Where does the drive come from for you to work so hard at a very, very difficult sport?
I mean, the drive comes from wanting to be the best. Like, I want to be great at everything I do, and I give it my all.
Well, I know you're going to do this on the next level. You've signed to go to Friends University in Wichita, Kansas. What was it about that school that really enticed you?
I love the team dynamic, and it's a Christian school, and we pray before we work out, and everybody was friendly and welcoming, and it's a small college. It felt like a it had a close knit community, and that's what I really liked.
Yeah, and I really feel as though, that kind of school, you're probably going to be able to compete right away.
Yes, sir, I will be.
Well, like your college, obviously Alpine, Texas is a very small, tight-knit community. Everybody really knows everybody there. How would you say that that community, which is so great, has shaped your family?
I mean, everybody just pushes each other and strives to be the best and just encourages each other. Like, again, it's such a close knit community. So like everybody knows everybody and like everybody's kind of like family to each other.
Is it exciting for you to know that, you can compete on the biggest stage no matter where you're from?
Yes, sir. It really is. I mean, you see these kids that are kind of in the middle of nowhere. And when we go to this big track meets, they're like, whoa, where are they from?
What do you think your legacy is going to be at that school? Because, so many people talk about you as being the it girl, and everybody wants to be like you. People look up to you as well. What do you think your legacy will be?
I mean, I hope my legacy that I leave behind would be like my hard work and my dedication that I put into my sport, and that people would just strive to do the best and be the best they can be.
Well, Val, so great to celebrate you, and congratulations on being the Class 3A Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month.
Thank you.
Great job. Awesome job. Very nice. Well, you'll have to tell your lighting director I really appreciate her. She did a nice job. You
Yes,
look
sir,
really
I
good.
will.
That's awesome. So what's next for you? What's your next event?
Our next track meets after spring break in San Angelo, Texas, San Angelo Relays.
Nice. That's a good one. How far of a trip is that for you?
Three and a half hours.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
See, that's a bad thing. You get out of the car and you got to like stretch forever just to get your body right.
Yes, sir.
That's funny. You know what? Hey, can I ask you about your next event? Because it'll actually work. Let me just ask you about that, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Val, what is your next event that you're going to be competing in after spring break? Oh,
We're
hold
gonna
on a
be
second.
competing.
Your video just froze up. I'm sorry. We'll do it one more time. Ready? Three, two, and one. So Val, what is your next event that you're going to be competing in right after spring break?
We're gonna be competing in San Angelo Relays.
That's a long trip for you guys. How far?
Yes, sir. It's like 3.5 hours away.
How do you get your body right when you get out of the car? Because when you drive so far to get to the event, now you got to kind of double stretch just to get ready, right?
Yes, sir. I mean, I put my headphones in and I go out there and I stretch. I'll be stretching for like half an hour before my first event, and I just gotta get focused in on mindset that I'm here and I have to do what I'm here to do.
Well, best of luck and go get that next state championship, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Your Greater Texas Ford dealers is so proud to recognize the hard work, dedication, perseverance, and passion of so many Texas high school female athletes who inspire us all. Here's this month's winners. And don't forget, you can see their interviews at Greater TX Ford for Greater Texas Ford dealers. From Class 1A to 6A, plus private schools, we celebrate them all. Thanks so much for watching the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. See you next time.